Okay, so we're going to start by talking about the remainder theorem today, and by the end of the period you will know what the remainder theorem is, and you will be able to use it to determine the remainder when you divide a polynomial by a binomial. Okay, so let's get started. Of course, when dividing an algebraic expression by another, often there is a remainder. And it's sometimes useful to know what the remainder is, and we can do that without actually going through that whole long process of long division. So here's the rule. The rule says that if you take a polynomial p of x and you divide it by a divisor in the form ax minus b, then the remainder is p of b over a, where b is the opposite sign of the number here in your divisor, and a is the coefficient of the x. And what does that mean, p of b over a? It means you take b over a and you put it into your polynomial function, your dividend, and you see what comes out, p of b over a. So when you get p of b over a, that is your remainder. All right, so when we if you look back on your note from yesterday, we took this polynomial function and we divided it by x minus 2 using long division, and we got a remainder of 4. Well, if we use the remainder theorem, then p of x is just our dividend. That's this part here. Whoopsie, my pen's not easy to use. Our a here is the coefficient of the x term, so that's 1. Our b is the opposite sign of this term, so that's positive 2. So our remainder is p of 2 over 1, or just p of 2. Okay, well, let's figure out what p of 2 is. That p of 2 really means wherever there's an x in p of x, replace it with 2. So 2 times 2 cubed. That cubed, if you're wondering, can go on the outside here or on the inside. It matters not. Minus 3, same here, times 2 squared. Minus, well, goodness, minus 2, y2, I've got a typo in there, plus 2. So this example yesterday was actually just minus x. So that's why we have a minus 2 plus 2. Okay, and when we figure this out, this is 8 times 2 is 16. 16 minus 12 is 4. And minus 2 plus 2 is 0, so we end up with 4. So this is the same remainder that we got when we did long division yesterday. All right, so let's try some examples. It says use the remainder theorem to divide the remainder, to determine the remainder when you've got this being divided by this. So let's start out by identifying our a and our b. So a is the coefficient of the divisor, which is 1, and b is the opposite sign of the other term in our divisor, so that's going to be negative 1. So p of b over a is the same as b is negative 1, a is 1, and this is just p of negative 1. So we need to find p of negative 1. Well, we have p of x is 2x cubed plus x squared minus 3x minus 6. And when we substitute in, when we find p of negative 1, we get 2 times negative 1 cubed plus negative 1 squared minus 3 times negative 1 minus 6. Figure that all out. So that's negative 2 plus 1 plus 3 minus 6. Negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1. Negative 1 plus 3 is 2, and 2 minus 6 is negative 4. All right, so we get negative 4. So now it says verify your answer using long division. Well, you know how to do that, so go ahead and do that. I'll do it too. You can pause the video and see if you get it right. So we have verified that we have a remainder of -4 using long division. Okay, so determine the remainder. You could say, or the remainder is -4 when 2x cubed plus x squared minus 3x minus 6 is divided by x plus 1. Okay, next, that's the remainder theorem in a nutshell. We're just going to do another practice. So why don't you go ahead and try and do this one on your own, and I'll jump in and do it as well, and you can check your answer. Sorry, I was starting off by doing long division. We're using remainder theorem here, so I'm going to identify my A is 2 and my B is 3. So we've got that P of B over A is P of 3 over 2. To find P of 3 over 2, no big deal, but you will require the use of fractions. If you have a fraction key on your calculator, feel free to use it. If you don't, then you're going to have to figure it out on your own, like I do. So this is 27 over 8 times 2, so that's 54 over 8, plus 9 over 4 minus 9 over 2 minus 6. So I'll have to get a common denominator. So let's do it out of 8. So that's 18 out of 8 minus 36 out of 8 minus 48 out of 8. All right. 72. 72 minus 36 is 36, and 36 minus 48 is minus 12 over 8. Which is minus, 4 goes into those, 3 over 2. So P of 3 over 2 is equal to minus 3 over 2. So now we're going to check using long division. What's our function again? 2x cubed plus x squared minus 3x minus 6. Let's do it in this space here. So 2x cubed minus, I can't remember. Am I wrong? Let's go back up in the plus x squared minus 3x minus 6. Okay. And then we're dividing by 2x minus 3. Okay. Here we go. So this is going to be x squared, 2x cubed minus 3x squared. When I subtract, I get 4x squared. Bring down the minus 3x, and you get plus 2x, which is 4x squared minus 6x. Subtract again, we get 3x. Bring down the minus 6. Ooh, what's 2x? What do I have to multiply 2x by to get 3x? That's a tricky one because the answer is a fraction. You have to multiply 2x, think about it, times 3 halves. I got to get rid of the 2 and I need to be left with a 3. So 3 halves is the way to go there. Just get rid of that now. Okay, so 3 halves, positive 3 halves. Wrong color. So plus 3 halves, and when I multiply that, I should get 3x. And 3 halves, that's 9 minus 9 halves. And when I subtract again, minus 6 minus 9 halves is minus 12 halves, plus 9 halves, which is minus 3 halves. So our remainder is minus 3 halves. Our remainder is minus 3 halves. Therefore, the remainder when 2x cubed plus x squared minus 3x minus 6 is divided by 2x minus 3 is minus 3 halves. All right, and here's a different question that comes up, and you need to be able to know the remainder theorem in order to find the k. And this is a very popular test question. Hint, hint. All right, here we go. We've got, it's asking us to find the value of k in our dividend when the dividend is divided by x minus 2. And we know that when we do divide by x minus 2, we get a remainder of 8. Okay, so we know that our a is 1, and our b is 2, and our p of b over a is, that's a dot, that's nothing. Sorry, p of b over a is p of 2 over 1, which is just p of 2. So what is p of 2? Well, let's just write p of x first. So p of x is 3x to the 4th plus kx cubed minus 7x minus 10. And p of 2 is 3 times 2 to the 4th plus k times 2 cubed minus 7 times 2 minus 10. So we know that p of 2 is an expression that represents the remainder when you substitute 2 into p of x. So we know that that p of 2 is 8, because we were told the remainder is 8. So we'll substitute that in. We'll figure out this part. 2 to the 4th is 16. 16 times 3, 48. We don't know k, but we know 2 cubed is 8. So 8k minus 14 minus 10. When I combine all that, 48 minus 14 minus 10 is 24. So I've got 8 equals 24 plus 8k, and all we have is one unknown and one equation, so we can solve for that unknown. So let's just isolate k. Super easy. K is minus 2. Okay, that's it. That's all. So there is homework for 2.1b. So please do the textbook work now for that section. Thanks.